What's going on, you guys? It's Mario here. I'm just pretending like I got back from somewhere super important. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. That's not the point. Anyways, super excited to have you here. This is my workstation at the moment. Just want to let you guys know I'm obviously legit. I have wine, I have Tony Robbins, and I have some super old camera, so you should probably listen to what I have to say. All right, seriously though, what's going on? Welcome. This is another episode. I have no idea. Is this recording? This is recording. All right, good. Welcome, my furry photographer friends. I am so excited to have you here. I'm doing these little episodes. I just want to bring to you some kind of funny content, but real content. I might be drinking wine. I might not be drinking wine. I might be helping you out. I might not be helping you out. We'll figure that out. But today I want to talk about pricing. So many photographers struggle with this, and they don't put themselves in a position to win. That's the biggest problem. And so I want to walk you through a couple of steps that I go through to make sure that my pricing is on point and that I'm charging as much as I can. And so we're going to jump into what that looks like. This is a huge problem, like big problem. You guys, so many photographers raise their prices once a year. Why? Why are you not raising them more? Why are you not raising them 5 times a year, 10 times a year? Why do you wait until January to raise your prices? And most photographers are slow in January. You can't do anything with that. You should be raising your prices in July. You should be raising your prices when you are busiest. That is when you should be raising your prices. So I want to walk you through a little process that I go through. I've taught thousands of other photographers to go through, and it is a game changer. It's like one of those things where when you hear it, you're like, oh, like, why didn't I think about that? Like, why am I doing this? You know, I think a lot of photographers, they just get their lab email, you know, in December that says, hey, we're raising our prices. And you're like, okay, well, I guess I'll raise mine. And that's a terrible reason. Like, so many photographers are undercharging. You guys, when I found that I was going to move to California, I raised my prices 40%, just like no apologies, basically. I just raised them. And that was my busiest year. And that, first of all, that hurt because I was wondering how much money I was leaving on the table in the previous years. And second of all, it made it a lot harder to move because all of a sudden I was making like 40% more than I was expecting. And so I want that for you. I want you to be able to implement that. So I'm gonna walk you through what that looks like. A lot of photographers are scared to raise their prices because let's take our 8x10 price at, let's say $50. I know some of you guys will be way below that, some will be way above that, but let's say you're gonna increase your prices, right? So it's January and you want to go to like $85. Why are you waiting until January? Why not go from 50 to 55, and then from 55 to 65, and then 65 to 75, and then to 85? Why not do this in, you know, January, and then March, and then May, June, and July? You guys, this is the big reason so many photographers are scared to lose their referrals. They're scared to lose their clients. But if you do it this way, if you have like client, you know, let's say A, and then B, C, D. Okay, if you go from client A to B, like they're not gonna give about $5 in increase. Like that's not a big, like that's not gonna stop them from booking you. And if you go from client B to C, that $10, it's not gonna stop you. Like they're already in that price range. And so most likely what's happening is that you are shooting way better images than a $50 8x10 or a $25 8x10 or a $100 8x10, but you're stuck here because you can't get yourself to move past this. You are in your own way. Let me say that real quick again. You are in your own way. Get out of your way. Let your business do awesome things. So that's why I want you to implement this. I want you to raise your prices often. And you can like come up with any excuse. email me your excuse. Like send me an email, comment on this, however you find this video. Tell me why you cannot raise your price $5 today. Like, what is stopping you from raising your prices for $5? Like, that's nothing. Like, even in the most rural, poor parts of the country, a $5 increase isn't going to stop somebody from booking you. And that's what I want you to realize. I want you guys to realize that so many photographers are nervous because, you know what? We're intimidated. There are so many incredible photographers. I don't know why I'm holding it. I just look important here. I'll just hold this one instead. There's so many photographers that they're inundated with online like resources. They're in these Facebook groups. They're seeing the best of the best of the best, and all they're seeing is their highlight reel. You guys, I had to eat dirt for years before I was able to charge $165 for an 8x10. Like, that did not come overnight. I didn't become a good photographer and then just charged a ton right away. Like, that's crazy. So I don't want you guys to fall into this like false pretense, basically, that you just become a good photographer and then you just charge a lot. That's not how it goes. Because there are incredible photographers who are flat out broke. And you know who I'm talking about. If you're watching this, give me a call. We'll help you out. But there's so many amazing photographers who are broke, and there are so many awful photographers that are rich. They are just doing so well. And like, honestly, that pisses me off because I like being a good photographer. I like working hard on my craft. And then I see this like Sally studio down the street who's charging a ton, and she's still Rembrandt lighting everything like it's 1980. Sorry, side rant. But as you can see, like, there's no correlation between those two. So I want you guys to be able to raise your prices like all the time. Just keep it digital. If you do a print, just do something cheap through your lab. But raise that prices, track it in a spreadsheet if you need to. And just, if you're gonna only book 25 clients a year, like, raise your prices at least 3 times throughout that year. Like, maybe even more. And just little raises. I mean, like, how intimidating is it to raise your price from like $50 to $100? Like, that's scary, right? Like, you're not sure if your branding's in place, you're not sure if your images are good enough. But if you go from 50 to 55, it's easy. If you go from 55 to 65, like, okay, sure, it's a little scary, but whatever. Like, 55 to 65 is nothing. So as you're beginning to look at your process for next year, I want you to really take this to heart. Wow, that exposure just changed a lot. Sorry, you guys. And I want you to take that to heart and really implement this. I want you to have just a variable pricing structure for the whole year. Don't get cozy in whatever your pricing is. Don't work a crazy spreadsheet. Just start with where you're at and just keep going. That's the problem. Like, I don't want you to look at like PPA benchmarks. I don't want you to follow some crazy, I mean, if you have some awesome, pricing mentor, then great, but you're probably not watching this if you do. So like, just keep raising those prices throughout the year. Like, take advantage of that, and you're gonna be so surprised at how incredible that's gonna be.